Hey guys, it's Michael of AltCoin Buzz here, and I wanted to speak about this crazy partnership that Verge announced today with Pornhub, and how I believe it's actually really good for cryptocurrency in general, and this is actually a pretty impressive partnership. Some of you might know that I'm actually a banker, and I've been on the retail side, being a personal banker and helping out. Now I'm on the corporate side of banking. And when I saw this announcement, I instantly thought, wow, that's huge. And there's a few points to be made here and why I believe this is actually big news. Let's take emotion out of this, all right? I know some people are upset. They wanted like this crazy partnership, like, oh, they wanted like an Amazon or an eBay. But partnering with the largest porn website in the globe, it's not that bad. That's pretty good job, Verge. That's actually pretty impressive. That's a pretty good partnership. And let me tell you why. Let's go with the privacy thing first. A privacy coin fits in perfectly with a service that's all about being discreet and people like to keep private. They fit hand in hand right there. It just works. And now let's get to the story of when I was a personal banker, right? Now, this gentleman comes in with his wife, and they're saying that they have a charge on their account, and they don't know what it is. And, me being the personal banker, I tend to help people because I've seen a lot of scam stuff where people get scammed on websites. And, they come in, I load up their account, and I'm able to see everything. Just like if you were to sign on to your online banking account right now and look at your transactions, that whole list of everything, what you bought, when you bought it, and how much it was, yeah, I saw the exact same thing, and probably in a little bit more detail. So they come in, looking at their stuff, and I didn't notice it, right? It kind of looked weird to me, but the name was in the description, but it was in one whole word. So it was like the whole name of the service, like this big name of this porn website, but I didn't notice it because it was just all put together in one word. But there was a phone number. I called the phone number, trying to see if it's a fraud. Before I go ahead and push this to the fraud department, I want to see if it was actually a fraud, like a fraud service, or just something like a clothing website that they forgot about, because that happens. I'm sure you guys have seen that you made a purchase at something or a website, and then you see it in your transactions, list, and you're like, what the hell is this? And you have to kind of, jog through your memory to see like, oh, that's right, I bought this sweater in this weird website. So that could also have been a thing. I'm on the phone, I find out what it is. It's a porn service. So I'm like, well, it's this. I say it to the guy, and the guy's like, oh my God. He's like, and he starts being completely defensive, like, baby, no, somebody must have hacked my account. I don't know how the hell that got on there. And while he's explaining to his lady that, like every excuse in the book, like, and she's just like, okay. Me and him share a look. And that split second of me and him sharing a look, we both knew, you forgot to stop the trial, didn't you? That's what it, like, damn. But, I played along with him. I didn't want him to get murdered at my desk by his wife. So I played him like, oh, stuff happens like that all the time where, people hack someone's banking information or their card and they do that stuff. And, it actually does happen. But in this particular case, it was his own doing. All right, so this stuff is still a problem today. That discreetness still is not the best sometimes. And like in the movie Middleman, where the service they were trying to perform in 2009, this movie Middleman, where they were trying to become that discreet middleman, where they'll take the service, adult web service, and name it something else where it comes up in your bill, like Sam's Financials or Donnie's Cleaners, right? Which might actually be a porn website or something you bought that's not safe for work or an adult toy or whatever it may be. Stuff still gets through the cracks. And pretty much any retail banker, if you're not like a high value client, like a movie star, they're not going to get flagged if they go and just check the account of Joe Smith down the road or Jane Doe. So they could see everything. There is a security theater there. Everything you purchase is out there for any rogue retail banker to look at if they really wanted to be a bad actor. So by taking the banking side out of it completely and going to the crypto space to pay for this, that's huge for a lot of people. That means they can have more discreet and privacy in their purchases, especially when it comes to something as private like this, like porn consumption or anything having to do with sexuality or buying anything that's, discreet and meant to be private. All right? So now that I spoke to you about the privacy aspects on the banking side of thing when it came to retail, let's talk about the numbers here, right? And this is a huge exposure for not only Verge, but cryptocurrency itself, right? You just exposed a different cryptocurrency, an altcoin, right, to the millions and billions of people across the globe in the #1 porn website across the globe. Because, people who know of cryptocurrencies might only know of Bitcoin. And channels like AltCoin Buzz, the one you're on right now, was created to help educate people like, hey, there's other stuff other than just Bitcoin. Look at all these amazing cryptocurrencies and other projects and all the things they're trying to do and all these use cases and all these potential things that could just make the world a lot better. This did it. This just exposed the globe to other things other than Bitcoin, and people who didn't even know what Bitcoin, they're probably gonna be like, what the hell is Verge? And they're gonna look and find out, holy shit, Verge is a cryptocurrency. Oh, that's right, I've heard of this Bitcoin thing. Oh, now I know this other thing. So there's the huge exposure factor there, right? And Pornhub, their parent company is a privately held company, so I couldn't really find like how much money they really make, but I'm sure they're pretty good. I'm sure they're very profitable, and they run the services where you could get ad impressions. So they make a lot of their money most likely through ad revenue through their network of websites that they've owned. And one of those networks is the Pornhub, network. And Pornhub network is a collection of a lot of other porn websites like YouPorn and Tubate, whatever other websites out there. If they're in the network, they might be exposed to this benefit of being able to use Verge to pay for their consumption. Because yeah, you're right, porn's free pretty much, on the website. And really the only thing you're paying is, your electricity, your internet bill. But there's probably still a small population of the globe that probably wants the premium services, that they probably want to see the crazy or high ability. I mean, you could sell anything to anyone. There's always market, especially if you're exposed in a global scale like this. Now, back in 2013, right here, the 3 top websites of the Pornhub network, right, had about 1 billion visitors a month. So that's about 12 billion people. And that's back in 2013, right? And and they'll say about 50 million daily visitors. And as of 2014, they were ranked 72 in the globe. Well, it's 2018. They're ranked 34 now. That's a huge jump. And Pornhub, this year in review, every year, where they give you all these crazy insights and statistics of what country visited this, what's the, all the different statistics, who's the most famous porn star, whatever it might be, they have a crazy statistic on it. But they definitely have a very good statistics when it comes to the average daily visitors, which is 81 million. I remember back in 2013 when we said 12 billion annually, they're at 28.5 billion annual visitors. That is insane. We just exposed cryptocurrency and Verge to 28.5 billion annual visitors. And that was in 2017. Might be higher or lower in 2018, but still, that's billions of views. Now, you have to think about what are the unique hits here, And, and of those visitors, how many of those are paying customers? And I would think, I don't know, I'm not even going to say 1%. Probably 0.000 of a percent. But 0.00 of a percent of 28.5 billion or 81 million, let's use the daily bit. It's still a massive amount of people paying. And why not? There's other stuff, there's people find value in stuff. So take the emotion out of your your decision making. Look at the numbers. Look at the privacy aspect of it. Because there's definitely two very true things in this world, is that people like to be private when it comes to things such as this and just anything of that nature. And numbers don't lie. Numbers are the truest thing out there. So that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope this was an educational video on seeing the very different side of this partnership. Don't forget to subscribe to the AltCoin Buzz channel and check out the AltCoin Buzz Twitter. That's all I got for you tonight. Have a great night.